Good morning. Good morning, Matt in the building. Heat Champs 2011. Oh, I like that. You must be a LeBron fan. Good morning, sir. How you doing? Morning, big dog. Mahmood, good morning. New week, new money. Let's get it. Heat Champs 2011. What's your name? Who am I speaking with? Who do I have the privilege of speaking with? Gotta be a LeBron fan. I rock with that the long way. LeGoat. How's the music? How's my audio? Everything clear? Matt, you're usually my confirmation. Where's it at, brother? Let me hear that. William, my man. Mike, good morning, good morning, good morning. Phenomenal weekend. Lakers won, Patriots lost. That's what the hell I'm talking about. That makes for any great week. I can't stand them damn Patriots and Tom Brady. And they got blew out. 17 is a blowout to me, especially if you're undefeated. And now in other terms, I'm a Falcons fan, so everything isn't all great, but that's the usual. That's what I come to expect. So, but the Patriots lost, so it's a great week. Louis, good morning. Kendrick, how you doing? Alex 91, good morning. We'll get started at about 5 minutes, so give it about 2 more minutes. Let people roll out of bed. It's Monday. Hey, them Dolphins can keep winning all day. I want the highest draft pick possible. That means we're 1-7. I believe the Dolphins are 1-7 as well. So everybody can keep on winning. I know the Falcons are gonna keep on losing, so it's all good. I want Chase Young from Ohio State, or I want the best offensive lineman in the game. We need O-line. We need a whole lot of shit. We need to fire the coach. There's lots of things we need. Mike, that's a common thing. The Lions have been losing even when they had Barry Sanders. They were losing. Mike, you live in Michigan, right? I believe. Yeah, us Falcons need a whole lot, brother. I don't even think a lot is the right. We need all the adjectives now. We need everything. Arthur Blank need to go in there and clean house. Dan Quinn got to go. The whole coaching staff got to go. General manager, he got to go. Dimitrov, he has to go. Those of y'all that don't watch football, my bad. My man, shout out to Michigan. Curtis, I'm starting at about 5 minutes, brother. I can't hold the whole stream just on account of you switching over to your laptop. But we will be streaming. I'll break it down slow to start it out. So go get that laptop switched. Yeah, Ryan, you understand my pain, though. We got a clean house. All good, though. Good college football on, so we'll make it work. Yeah, y'all can have two. I'll take Matt Ryan. If Tom Brady's playing at 42, then I think Matt Ryan can play for another 5-6 years. He'll be all right. We just got to protect him. I've always been iffy about Matt Stafford. Is he big time though? Because he's never really been in a pivotal moment like in the playoffs. Come playoff time, I want that boy Mahomes as a monster. The Chiefs are definitely my second favorite team. They've been that way since they had like Dante Hall and Priest Holmes though. But yeah, I'll take that boy Mahomes. I can't stand Tom. Aaron Rodgers is a savage. We all know this. All right, that's enough of football because I can talk football and sports all day long. So, all right, let's jump into it. First things first, news is clear today. All low impact news, as you can see right here on forexfactory.com. For those of you that are new, this is the first step of a trading day for any day for me. Always check news to see what's going on so you don't get caught up in an important announcement, and that volatility will shoot you way up or shoot you way down and blow your bank account. So news today, we're all clear from news, all low impact. It's okay to trade when there's yellow. This is the time you look at. This is set in Eastern. You can change it to Central, Pacific, whatever you have to change it to. This is set in Eastern though. And then you just match it up with the colored folder. And if it's low impact yellow, you're good to trade around it. If it's red or orange, you want to wait till about 20 to 30 minutes after that announcement before you start to look for trades again. So news is all clear for today. Let's refresh this currency strength meter real quick. Just to give you a quick glimpse, USD is at a very high point, the strongest in the market. US 30 did hit an all-time high since US 30 since US 30 and indice jumped into the markets and made available for us to trade. It made the highest high it's ever made. So that's definitely something to look out for. That means it'll probably be dropping for a little while. We'll see. It might continue to rise. We'll see what happens. That's why we just trade what we see and go on about our day. So Euro, USD, both of those are pretty strong right now. Everything else is looking pretty weak. So we'll see if we can catch a move or not today. All right, let's jump it over to US 30 first so you can see what I'm talking about. If you go to the 4 hour, it's clearly at an all-time high, hit a nice new resistance point. If you go to the daily, it blew past the previous all-time high right here. And this is where, just to amuse yourself, you could zoom out just so you can see what the highest it's ever went. If you scroll all the way to the left, it first became available, at least on here it says in March of 2003. And this is the highest it's ever reached. It got all the way up to 27,410. So we'll wait to see what happens on US 30. I would definitely wait until it breaks out of this resistance, retest, and then jumps up. If it does in fact do that, try not to trade the rejection, just because US 30, it could continue to climb rapidly. Who knows? The economy is strong. Trump is doing his damn thing. So I don't care what nobody says. US 30, the Dow is clear indication of our economy rising. So there's that. Cheers to Trump. All right. Gold, let's jump over to the 4 hour. Overall, it's saying it's an uptrend based on our EMA, but as you can see, price is known to come in between this 1508 and 1516 area and kind of get a standstill. Over here, what we had a lot of rejection. It came all the way up here, rejected, came back down. Over here, came up, rejected, came back down. This is a pivotal zone to where it's really having a hard time breaking out. If you look right here in this past couple days, really, going back to Halloween, it's really just been jumping up and down between 1516, 1508. You never really know where it's going to jump up and down in this area. So I'm considering this a consolidation zone. So until it breaks out above 1516 or below 1508, I'm not trading gold. I advise you don't either. You can zoom in, you can tell it's a whole bunch of consolidation or ranging, as they like to call it, to where it really doesn't have a decision of if it wants to go up or down. So gold, probably not going to be trading gold today. There's a lot of just weariness and indecisiveness going on in the market, so I wouldn't mess with gold, at least right now. It's Monday. You got 4 more days you could trade gold. Wait till it gives you a clear indication of what it wants to do. For the most part, we know gold could shoot up or down at any given moment, so when it's consolidating, you definitely don't want to trade it until it gives you a signal of a direction that it wants to go in. So gold, 30-minute, hour, 4 hour, doesn't matter how you want to look at it. It's not giving you a good proper indication of a trade setup. So I would not trade gold today. Any questions on those two? Mike, I'll go over GU here in a second because GJ isn't anything exciting, and I don't think GU was at first either. If you look at GJ, GBP JPY, it's a slight uptrend, but it's not. This is where it had the nice uptrend going on. You had this strong separation. This is what we like to see as momentum traders. That's what I am. That's what I teach. This strong uptrend right here, you have your 75 EMA. That's this green line for those of you guys that are brand new, 75 EMA. And it just basically signifies what price has done for the past 75 periods, the 75 points. So this is a nice strong indication of an uptrend. When you have separation like this between your EMA and price way above it like this strong gap in between that I highlighted right here, that's an indication of a strong uptrend. But currently it kind of veered off to the side, and now it's just ranging, consolidating side to side, to where it doesn't really want to go up, it doesn't want to go down, kind of wants to sit there, be lazy. It's kind of like an average person on a Monday going into their 9 to 5, just coasting along and not satisfied with life. It doesn't really know where it wants to go just yet. But give it some time. I'm sure GJ will flip it around sometime this week. But right now, all this right here, that is not sexy. That's not something we trade. So until it breaks out above this 140.325 area, this right here, your resistance, or below 139.583, I'm not looking for any sort of trade on GJ. So pretty simple, easy to review on a Monday. Price, the bank's moving kind of slow usually because banks just open back up. You know, banks are closed on Sunday, and so are we. So when banks open back up, they're trying to get in there. I'm assuming they're getting their paperwork in order. They're getting their stuff situated and deciding which way they want to drive price this week. So today it's moving kind of slow, it seems like. So let's look at GU. It is moving a little different than GJ today. Nonetheless, it's still in this consolidation zone that I have. You might see a sell, but what I see right here, even if you go out to the daily, it's an extremely strong uptrend here on the daily. We also see what could be considered an M pattern right here. As you see, the M patterns, most of them won't be perfect, just like a W pattern won't be perfect. Right now, it looks like it could be dropping to complete some sort of M pattern. That's one way you could trade it. If you zoom into the 4 hour, this is what I usually start with. It is also an uptrend on the 4 hour. You still have nice separation. As you can see, it's kind of doing that up and down hill motion type that looks like an M on the daily. So currently it's sitting at that support zone. So I would wait. Honestly, I wouldn't trade GU unless it breaks out above this. You know, you always want to trade with momentum. That's what I preach. What's in motion usually tends to stay in motion. So I would wait until it comes up here, until that 1.2973 area. But if you want to trade against the grain, by all means, you might get a little razor burn action trading against the grain, but that's your call as a trader. Mike, I see what you saw right here. It kind of broke down. This isn't the zone that I have, but you could definitely consider that a zone as well, as you have rejection over here, rejection over here, rejection over here. So Mike, I'll move that up just for you. We'll move this gray box area up, and we'll move this up for you, because I see what you saw as well. And your zone might actually be a little bit prettier than mine, so we'll go with that zone today. We'll zoom into the 30-minute. All right, so what happened? It broke down below. It came back into the zone, and then it actually broke down below. It closed. It's retesting now. So if you were going to trade against the trend, which I don't advise, I would wait, because you see all this rejection, this support area right here. I would actually wait until that gets blown past. So somewhere down here, that's where I would look to enter. If you're going to look for a sell, this would be the place to do it at, somewhere below here. But also keep in mind that if you look to the left, you have areas like this of strong rejection that it could hit. Also has a bunch of area right here. They could hit that rejection right there. So price, what it could do is actually push past this, trigger a sell for you. You enter a sell, and then it comes down slightly and then shoots back up, because overall it's an uptrend. So this is why you don't trade against the trend, because it may go down for a little bit and tease you, but then it could shoot right back up and go with that momentum. When something is trending, that means the banks are strongly pushing it in that direction, and that's where all their dollars are going towards. So usually it tends to stay in motion. The bank has a lot more money than we got. What is it? It's probably up to like damn near $6 trillion flowing in the market a day each day now. So keep that in mind. There's always money flowing, and when there's a momentum and there's a trend, there's a lot of money flowing in that direction. So you usually just want to hop on that wave. You may be a trendsetter in real life, but when it comes to making money, hop on that wave, hop on what works, and the trend works. Trading the trend works. So I don't advise trading this on a sell, but by all means, if you want to as the trader, that's your call. But if you lose, don't come to me crying because I told you not to trade against trend. But yes, Mike, that was your zone was definitely a little bit prettier than mine today. I was definitely off by a few pips. I had some rum yesterday, so we'll blame it on that. All right, let's jump over to NZD USD. Not a pair I trade all the time. Nonetheless, we trade it the same exact way. Some of you guys may be starting out on the daily. It did have a strong downtrend on the daily, but it swapped over that 75 EMA and kind of broke out of this zone right here towards the upside. Isn't a strong uptrend just yet on the daily, but nonetheless, we go down to the 4 hour, zoom in. It's pushing up, or it was pushing up, but currently it looks like it's trying to break down to the downside and continue that what was a downtrend. You have this strong area right here. You see resistance here with these two strong wicks. Let's zoom it in. Resistance all across the board here. And then vice versa on the other side. This was treated as a support when it was over here. So this is a strong zone right here that it hasn't broke out and closed above just yet. So NZD USD, this would be one that if you zoomed in and you really looked at it, it doesn't really have it's an uptrend on the 4 hour, but it's kind of tricky. This is why I use the daily sometimes as well. Especially when it's something like this, a pair I don't usually trade too often. I like to examine it in all time frames, the largest possible on down to the smallest, if I'm not familiar with it. So NZD USD was a strong downtrend on the daily. If you go to the 4 hour, it looks like it's been pushing up, but it did hit that resistance point to where now you're zooming in and you can see it might not be ready to go up just yet. So it looks like it's continuing to push down. So this would be one that if you traded against the grain, technically, it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world, because the trend really hasn't started yet to where it's strong enough to just roll you right over and continue to go up. So it was a strong downtrend recently, and it hasn't really swapped over to an uptrend just yet. So this is one that you could probably get away with trading both ways. If we zoom into the 15, it did break down below this support. It looks like it kind of retested here. But again, I don't trade this pair too often, so I don't see a clear sign of entry. It is going down, and you could possibly get a sell in there for some pips. But again, you have this zone over here as well that you may get in. You may get in profit like 2 to 3 pips, and then it just shoots back up against you. So clearly price is angling up, but it's having a brief pullback at the moment. So again, I probably wouldn't trade this. I don't trade it too often. I threw it on there just because it looked kind of decent. It looked like it could have some sense of trend going on compared to the other stuff I usually trade that's just consolidating right now. So that's why I usually keep the same pairs intertwined each week. But this right here, there's a lot of indecision going on. Clearly price is angling up, but it's going through a pullback right now to where you never really know what it's going to do. But if it breaks below this area, then clearly price is ready to go down at the moment. It wants to kind of continue that downtrend instead of going up. So if price breaks below this 0.642089 area, somewhere down here, if it breaks and closes and retests, then you could definitely look for a sell. Right now, where it's at, if you look to the left, you have rejection on both sides. You have what's treated as a support, what's treated as a resistance. Lots of rejection here. But if it breaks down below this area and closes, look for that retest and look for that drop. So out of all 5 of these pairs, there's nothing that's really looking too appealing today. I'd wait about an hour or 2 before you decide. But right now, at this given moment, there's not really an entry going on. There may be some pairs that you're looking at that might have a little better setup. If you see one, it's a potential setup, and you think it's a pair I'll definitely like to look at, go ahead and drop it in the chat real quick, and I'll add one other pair to it. But for the most part, these are looking at these simplify what's going on in the other market. I know I didn't have anything CAD in here. Do any of you guys have USD CAD on your charts? If so, let me know if it's worth looking at. If not, I'll stay away from it. Is CAD worth looking at today at all? CAD anything, USD CAD, CAD JPY, HOD CAD, any of those, are those worth looking at? Let's see. See if USD CAD has anything going on. Not really a strong sense of direction on this, but it did have a nice breakout right here. So if you put a support about right here, and you put a resistance, say somewhere about right there. Reason I got that is you see this area where it rejected. See, price came down, came back up, rejected, pushed back down, didn't actually pass back up above that area. And then on this side, you see all these rejection wicks right here. This is a definite support zone. Price is above the zone, so this is your support. Resistance, you have a strong rejection right here, strong rejection here, almost over here, and on the other side, rejection, rejection, rejection. As you can see, price came back down, boom, then rejected. Back down, boom, rejected. So this is your support, this is your resistance. Make a gray box so you know what to trade in this area. And here's your consolidation zone. So USD CAD doesn't look like it has anything too special going on either. Some of you may trade this right here. Consider this the break, retest, and then climb up. You could definitely probably trade that as well. What I mean by that is it broke above this, what it was a resistance when price was down here. It broke above, it retested, and now it's starting to climb back up. Overall, this is the bigger picture though. You have this strong rejection up here. So once price pushes past this strong area of resistance, it'll probably climb a lot longer than it would in this area right here. So this is a big area of resistance right here. So if price does break out above this, it's more likely to climb a lot higher if it breaks finally out above this area. Right here, you don't really know. It could come up to this midpoint right here where it had rejection over here and just reject to the downside. So yeah, it looks like today, let's add NZD USD back. Looks like today might not be the best day for trades, at least currently. I know we've said that a lot lately and it can get irritating, but it's part of the game. So remember, you can make money from your phone or laptop. So like, it's not the worst thing in the world. It's a lot better than having to go and grind away with your hands each day, whether you're working in construction or doing whatever, grinding away with your hands, getting sweaty, getting back sore and everything. This is pretty easy money for the most part. So it's okay to have a couple days, couple weeks where it's slower than the rest. So really, we're just waiting this morning. Everything's kind of in a consolidation zone, a uncertainty point. So wait for it, a move to show its face, and then we'll capitalize on it. AUD USD. I'll make that the last one for this morning. AUD USD. Let's see. Go to the 4-hour, strong uptrend. Double check it on the daily. Definitely skyrocketing on the daily. 4-hour uptrend. Hour uptrend still angling up. Going through a slight pullback, getting close to that EMA right now. But nonetheless, let's mark our zones real quick. So I would have it. Let's see. Probably about right there. See this big, strong rejection point? It just clearly stands out. You see all this blank space and then just a random rejection right there. I would start there. Always look to the left, start there. And then on the other side, you have a rejection here, rejection here. We'll consider this our support. Put that as our resistance. Tap both of these top wicks, kind of like a kind of funky looking M. So that would be my resistance point. I'd be looking for price to break above the resistance because it is an uptrend on the 4-hour. Uptrend slightly on the hour. It's going through a pullback. Most likely it'll come here and reject some here and then go back up. Go to the 30-minute. It's on the downside of the 30-minute, but the 30-minute isn't nearly as important as the 4-hour and the hour. So if you're going to trade AUD USD, I would wait personally, just because you guys know how I trade, until it comes up to this area right here. Somewhere up in this area right here. Wait till it closes above, retest, and then pushes up. Again, you're going to have to wait a little while, but that's what I would do. That's the most surefire way to trade, in my opinion. So AUD USD definitely isn't bad to look at. You might just be waiting a little while for it to do its thing. Now remember, you could keep your charts. I like to clear mine every day just to keep me fresh and marking up charts each day. But you could keep it this way, just if you're really waiting for a trade to happen, keep this same chart right here set up in your trading view or on your phone. And then when the trade does present itself, whether it's today, tomorrow, Wednesday, you're already ready to go and you can just hop in on the trade when you're ready. That makes sense? Any questions on any of those pairs we just went over? Typical Monday waiting game. See if anything presents itself. If you can win on a Monday, then that's a great start to the week. Mondays aren't usually the best days for trading. Usually that's like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. That's the great thing about trading. Trading with risk management, it's harder to get those crazy numbers, but over time, your risk management will equal a lot of money. If you keep slowly building that account, you don't need to win $5,000 a day right now. That'll come in time when your account can handle it. And then $5,000, when you get to that point, $5,000 can help anyone. Millionaires like $5,000. $5,000 is a big payment for a lot of different things. So know where you're at, consistently build on your skills each day, and be patient. All right. Any questions? Chris, thanks for tossing that in there. That was definitely a good pair to look at. I wouldn't even have thought of AUD USD. I don't look at that too often. All right, you guys know the deal. We're going to jump over to the Telegram chat. If you have any questions, go ahead, drop them there. Again, we're just waiting this morning. Typical Monday. It's all right. Don't get discouraged. Go about your other business in life and keep your head on straight. Don't go in there and trying to fire away and enter trades that don't need to be entered. You got 4 days left. You could trade this week if, in fact, there isn't a trade that presents itself today. So hopefully this stream helped. Keep getting better on marking up those charts. Keep practicing, asking questions daily. Go back into education if you need to, just to refresh yourself. And I'm here to help. So I will talk to you guys tomorrow.